Alright everyone, it's time for Occult Literature, video number 366, A Method of Chierognomy. Link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon. Second and third links are to my books, blogs, of course. This is a 40-page work, so it is short, it's profusely illustrated, and it's essentially a method of pseudo-palmistry. This is a little bit different from general palmistry. You look at the fingers and texture and stuff. Mainly it's about the lines and the mounds. This work mentions the mounds frequently, but it doesn't really do anything with regards to the lines of the hand except for how deep set they are, essentially. The texture of the hand. Talks about the degrees of different textures, colors, finger lengths, finger shapes, what those mean, especially, again, in association with the mounds. Of course, you get the mount of Mars, the mount of Venus, and the moon and stuff on your hand. It's sort of, if you lay your hand flat like this, what's raised up? I think this one is the moon, and Mars is up here, and I think this one's Apollo. Anyway, you can learn that in the book. It's well made. This is the first fortune-telling work that I've released, I think, in over a year. There's a scarcity of good fortune-telling material that is both in a proper format that I can work with and is actually worth producing. This is one of the better ones. So this is essentially a brief work of palmistry for those that are interested in that. I'm not into palmistry at large. This kind of fortune-telling via the hand is similar like to tea leaves in my interest range, though. So it is something that I am intrigued by. I mean, I looked at my hand while I was reading this and said, oh, what does it mean about me? And you can do the same as well, so it is interesting. And of course, there's a little bit of interpretation involved because, I mean, if you hold your hand, if you move it just a little bit to the side, maybe one mount gets a little bit higher or lower, and so there's a little bit of wiggle room. It's not an exact science. In fact, not technically a science at all in the modern parlance, but it is a very good book. I would recommend this. If you've enjoyed any of the fortune-telling works, I realize it's short, but again, it's heavily illustrated. It describes what you need to know to have this fortune-telling system basically for your hands. It's sort of a fun with friends thing. You got a bunch of friends like, oh, I got this book of Chierognomy. Hey, I'm going to tell you your general characters. I'll tell you that mine doesn't exactly sync up with my own reading of my hand. I suppose maybe you have to have someone else do it. That's the magic. Somebody else has to do it. So they, again, with the wiggle room, they can make it overlap your character just a little bit more, and you'll be astonished at how much more accurate it is than if it's more of an objective reading by you yourself. That's about all. Peace out.